Yeah, it's a Thank God Friday, Arise Exchange, today, the 15th of December. I am Boasting Amafaya, and this is your trading day in summary. 1.18%. That's a week on week, the strongest since we started December. This is how we're coasting home, just 0.02% today on the downside. But that's just the market, just to without that, because today we've got some of the big names in the consumer goods and industrial space of the market dragging the index. Just a few. Lafarge Africa, which is the third largest cement maker, down by 0.34%. FBN Holdings got almost 5% haircut, while Dangote Sugar was up by 0.17%. UBA shares down roughly 2%. Those big declines among the big caps led the markets just 2 notches down. But overall, it's been a very decent week so far, taking us to the middle of December. So you're looking at the top 5 volume drivers. So that's Jitco, accounting for about 2/3 of today's, or 1/3 of today's total turnover value. 2.03 billion has been on that very heavy side since we started on Monday. 51.07 million ordinary shares. Zenith Bank was down today by 1.83%. Jitco shares up roughly 2%, by the way, as investors look for profits on that particular stock, marking the share price higher. UBA down today on that volume. Lafarge 16.8 million shares, and Unilever shares 15.73 million ordinary shares or so outside the banking sector space coming through. Let's look at the top 5 movers. In percentage terms, you got Cadbury and another Nigerian flour mills, 2 of the big names within the consumer goods space, up by the same margin, 9.3, 9.3 on the counter. John Holt, Infinity Merchant Bank, Infinity Microfinance Bank, which is a micro lender, and of course UPDC Real Estate Investment Trust. That's finishing 455 on the main board of the exchange. Flip that over, and you're looking at Universal Insurance, and of course I mentioned FBN Holdings earlier, which is Nigeria's largest financial supermarket. 23.20 when the market closed 2:30 Nigerian time. Owando down by 3.24%, and Livestock Feeds down by 5%. Overall, a very decent week. Let's see how the market plays out next week when we come back on Monday. That's your NESE over the counter market, and it's just it's slightly bigger than what we saw on the NGX, 1.86% on a week-on-week basis. The NSI crossed to a new high today of 900 reading. That's the Nigeria stock index, and you got the volume up by 2,233%. The market value, or the market caps, where you're looking at 1.22 trillion, which is a new high, up by 2.2%, 2.00%, quite all green in 84 transactions so far. Take that away, and you're looking at the wider market. The Naira clawed back 23.5% on a week-on-week basis today, recovering to around 889.86 the NAFEX window against the American greenback. Overnight money finished very solid 23.3. That's on the high side, 3.67% in the week, despite those auctions conducted by the central bank and the debt management office. Oil prices around 0.75% in the red this evening, and FMDQ headed to the weekend 120 billion in total bills, bonds, as well as open market operations. So overall, a very green week for the Nigerian market streets. Let's take it out and look at the broader West Africa's trading day, and that's in bold relief. The Ghana stock market is down 1.78%. After we saw that very healthy inflation retracing 8.8% on a month-on-month basis on Thursday. 209.85. BRVM lost that 210. Handled today just to step into the weekend. We've got a whole lot to talk about next week as we begin to count down the final 2 weeks of 2023. Inflation in Nigeria rose to 28.20% year-on-year in November. That's according to the latest data. Food inflation hanging around 30% corridor. The World Bank is back in Nigeria, and that's one good news for the country today. The board of the World Bank today announced from Washington that it's approved about $750 million for Nigeria to support the country's renewable energy program that will support 17.5 million Nigerians as far as clean energy is concerned. This is one good news for the Tinubu's administration that went to the COP28 summit looking to be part of the global climate adaptation program. $750 million in announcements today from the World Bank. And the Customs Comptroller General, Adeniyi, says about 70% of the customs revenue, agency's revenue, comes from Lagos, Nigeria's #1 seaport destination. And the city was trading 12.25 against the greenback today and 11.64. That's at the Bank of Ghana's interbank window. Business climate in Senegal reading down by 2.3 points in the third quarter. That's a backward-looking data if you're looking at the end of September.